It's Blake's Buzz Live. Buzz, 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 buzz. It's Blake's Buzz Live. Buzz, 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 buzz. It's Blake's Buzz Live. More, hate less, read comics. It's Blake's Buzz Live.
Buzz, buzz, babies.
Hey, buzz, buzz, babies! Happy Wednesday, happy new comic book day. I hope everybody's having as good a day as I am, because I spent thousands of dollars today to play Forza in a prettier screen. So I've been building a PC all day. It's very stressful. I've been scared. There's so many pins, just little pins, all this new technology, all this crazy new stuff, and it's still just metal sticks that you like poke things, and it's like, it's the most fragile connection ever. Kind of boggles my mind. We're still here. Anyway, but I'm really excited, and but I'm also excited to talk comics, and I'm really stoked to catch up with all of you and talk to a couple amazing guests. But first we got to do some housekeeping, because tonight we are streaming on the EXP. We're streaming on Facebook, Instagram, Twitch, YouTube, everywhere. We're coming from you everywhere, baby. We are broadcasting live on the EXP network, and tonight's show is sponsored by Michael Gecko Adams. If you don't know who Michael Gecko Adams is, let me tell you something. You need to know about him. You go over, get on down to geckoadams.com. Sign up for his mailing list. He's got new Kickstarter stuff. He's working on some cool stuff, and he's got a great book at KeenSpot called Hero. If your shops can't get it for some reason, you get on over to the KeenSpot shop, snag yourself a copy. And by the way, there's a link in the description that tells you just how to do that. And every book we talk about tonight, there's links in the description for you to just click on them and support indie comics to your heart's content. Also like to shout out Will Allred's crossover division coming back for its 8th issue with a gorgeous Tula Lote variant. Definitely want to snag that. There is a link in the description. Pre-launch page is live. We're working on getting some new art to tease for you, but in the meantime, you can sign up for that page, really help us out, and then when the campaign goes live, you make Will look like a rock star, and Will is a rock star. He deserves to look like one. And then finally, the Shaolin Nun campaign is come and gone, but we are doing late pledges, baby, and so if you missed out on all that kung fu crime epic action, still got a chance. To come on down and swing by and check that out. So I think that's neat. All right. You know what? Should we bring out some guests? I think we should bring out some guests. But first, we're going to ad-lib for just a moment, because guess what? My show notes did not save. So we gotta you never know what's going to happen when you're live. You know, it's just, this is the land of hot dogs and being unprofessional, right? So it's just how things go. All right, so we'll just pull up our show notes. All right, you guys ready to talk some amazing guests? All right, let's bring out, we got our first guest, new to the show, new to Blake's Buzz, I'm new to them as a comic book creator, but they are doing very, very cool stuff. He's got a campaign wrapping up on Kickstarter right now. The Mysterious Adventures of Eula McDowell. There's 15 hours left to go on this campaign. Let's get the creator out here, see what we're talking about. It's Brian Rodman. Whoa! Give it up for indie comic book creators. What's up, dude? How's it going?
Hey, man. That was a heck of an intro. Thank you. I appreciate that.
No problem,
man. Dude, I gotta tell you, I'm sad because your hat, I have the Michelangelo equivalent of your hat that you have on right now, but I don't know where it is.
Oh no.
And that's the one that I wear all the time, and it's low-key driving me crazy. So
I was gonna buy all of them at one time, and I was like, I can't drop $300 on these.
Yeah, man.
Hats. Like,
yeah.
I love them.
Sure.
It's actually funny. I didn't realize. I know I'm wearing a Ninja Turtle shirt, but I usually have a hot dog hat on. And I actually thought I had the hot dog hat on, which I'm a mess. I am discombobulated. There are computer
building
parts.
a PC will do that.
Yeah, there's just computer parts everywhere. I spent so much money today. Oh my god, no idea what I'm doing.
But dude, I love building PCs.
I'm
It's
not
fun.
like a stranger to it, right? Like I've fixed PCs and I've replaced a couple motherboards, and like in my younger days.
Yeah.
But this is my first time like from absolute scratch, like unboxing all the components and laying stuff
man.
out. And
It's fun. I used to work at tech support before I became disabled, and that was like Christmas for us. Whenever we would just call it go shopping, and we would just go to all the little boxes and unbox all our parts, put it on our cart, and then we would just like put on nerd shows while we made PCs all day. It was so much fun. Yeah.
That sounds like a really expensive hobby. I don't like. I can't imagine when the next time I'm going to build a PC is, because this was Brian.
Doing it. I mean, I got paid to do it. So yeah,
okay.
I was gonna say no hobby.
Like,
no, I'm too poor for that.
I got this. Some people do LAN parties now. We just went down to Best Buy, spent $1,000, built a new PC every weekend. I don't know.
The plebeians don't understand. Yeah.
Hey, I'd be cool with that life too. All right, we got a couple more guests to bring out, because we got one more awesome project to talk about that I'm really, really excited, because I've known this writer. I've been friends with this writer for a long time. Everything they do always impresses me. So impresses. I pluralized a plural. That's fine. We're here. We're live. We're doing it, baby. But no, I'm super excited. Let's bring out a couple more talented indie comic book creators. They've got Wikipedia Brown in the case of the Hotep Heist. It's a one-shot comic. Get ready to blow your mind on Kickstarter. Let's bring out Leslie, Julien, and Daimon Hampton. Why are my buttons working? Oh my goodness! I never ever do my intros good. I'm sorry.
Talk about
I'm
entrance,
so excited
man. What's
to have
up?
you both on the show. Leslie, it's so great to have you back. Also, cheers,
Likewise,
everybody.
man.
We got hot dogs.
Yeah, let's not look like let's not look too much like somebody about to send you a dick pic.
How is everybody?
Doing good, man. Thanks for having
Better
us on.
now that you've brought up.
I'm definitely awake.
Dick pics to send out.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm alive. I'm doing a thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And he's got another Kickstarter too.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, Stellar Remnant. That's live right now, and I chose the 60 days, so you guys got time, but you should check it out because it's cool, and it's like Power Rangers, but sad and full of action and stuff. It's exciting.
I just have to say, you sold me when you said it's like Power Rangers, but it's sad.
Yeah, man.
I'm on board now. Yeah, I love that.
That sounds very. I'm finally reading the Massive Verse 5 years later, and that also is like sad Power Rangers. It's like Power Rangers with the grossness of adulthood like weighing down on you the whole time, right? You know, like what if Power Rangers had like real life problems and bills?
That's
Like,
sad as hell, man.
Yeah,
it's too dark.
What if Angel Grove had real life politics?
Exactly. I can catch up on Massive Verse. I was into Stellar Remnant is fantastic. And not Stellar, it is too. Leslie read it. He seemed to like it. I think he liked it.
It's dope as hell. No, I love it.
And the other book, the book that I get the name of by, he used to live in Chicago. His name, I met his wife recently too. She was super nice. And he did the Batman with the Tokusatsu Batman. He wrote that recently. God, I met him so many times. Not Fraction. He's the book you were just talking about. The
Massiverse? Radiant Black?
Yes. What, like, where you guys like? Okay, so he the writer.
Kyle
he wrote
Higgins.
Power Rangers, and then he's the Massiverse. Kyle Higgins. That's right. Kyle is great. That's what I was trying to get to. I know how words work. What happened is I turned 30 and then my brain just stopped working. It started dying real fast, and I'm real bad at remembering.
It
Just
only
like-
gets worse.
And,
Yeah, I just turned 40. It sucks.
I
Like,
turned
it
40 in December. I'm already feeling it.
It does
Yeah.
not get better.
I will say 40 in our generation is a much better look. I don't know what it is, but we just
All the
seem happier.
preservatives.
Like in
Yeah.
general. Like I feel like 40, like 10, like when I was a kid, everyone was turning 40. They was definitely just like giving the fuck up. And they was like, why am I still like, if I don't look like Carrie Bradshaw or Mr. Big, what the fuck am I doing alive? And so like I feel like we're doing a good job.
We always do.
Oh yeah, back when we were kids, man, like 40-year-olds, you might as well be getting ready to die. I mean, it was just like, you're so old. We're bringing out walkers at the birthday parties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
ready to
who was
die.
looking at you
I'm-
like,
what? I'm just
like,
kidding.
yeah,
I'm just
okay,
kidding.
yeah,
I'm
why-
just
It's like, I
kidding.
don't know, man. Let's talk about real stuff real quick. It's rough out here.
By the way,
Oh,
on a note on shouting out our inevitable deaths, we got some. I don't know what kind of segue that was.
Great.
Tonight's gonna be
greatest
a weird show, folks.
Speaking of us all dying,
We got some people in the chat saying hi. Oh, what's up? The Canaanite is an awesome, gorgeous indie comic you all should check out. It's hilarious and beautiful and bright and fun. Thank you for tuning in. Some cool threads, people. I love threads. I've mentioned this a lot. Not the best place for comic book promotion, but I've met a lot of great people and learned how to make great pizza on threads.
Everybody's having a way better time on threads than I am. I feel like it is created to send me just whatever will piss me off the most. Like I'm like,
yeah.
what is that about? Like I think it was just like, oh man, I noticed that all your friends are leftists and black. Here's a bunch of weird racism. You're like, what the fuck?
I've noticed that it does that it has like a really weird algorithmic pull, but
Yeah.
I guess because I'm on it all the time because I'm chronically online, but like I don't know, it's just I also don't doom scroll it a lot. I post my stuff and like talk to my people, so
Yeah.
I do doom scroll on it less, so I'm not like, because it'll be like, what makes you mad? I'm gonna throw it right in your face. You
now
know,
this
it's
is
like,
happening.
oh, do you hate turfs? Like, let's talk. Like, let's get
Yeah,
it.
it's like every time you politically, you're like, I don't actually like this content, and I'm like, I keep seeing people I'm not friends with, and I'm like, why am I seeing this wild take? But then the problem is, I'm a curious person by nature, so I'm like, I see something extra crazy, and I gotta know. Like I have more questions. Like I'm like, okay, are you real? Where did you come from? Did you like spawn out of a weird demon egg in like North fucking Oklahoma? What the fuck where did this human come from?
That
Like,
is now
do you
my
have
headcanon for
no
every
other
racist.
people?
Yeah. Well, also, you kind of whether it's threads or really anywhere now, you kind of got to be like, are you real? Because like there are engagement farming bots, there are nasty bots, there are sexy bots. Like it's just, there's all sorts of stuff trying to get people to click on stuff. And luckily, some of that stuff made some weirdos click on this show. We got some people watching. I want to shout out to people in the chat. It's Mr. Tommy Mad Prophet. I am so sorry I missed your show last night. Tommy's got a new show on Tuesday nights on the EXP. They talk new comics. Yeah, you should. It helps ease the intros when you have like a quick little note. And then also when people, they're not really ads, they're campaigns I'm working on, but like, I like shout them out in the beginning and maybe someone clicks on it and maybe they back it and then my boss sees it and maybe I get more money. I don't know how this stuff works. I just work here. Hold on. We got Hydrosylum, says congrats. Oh yes. Congrats on, that's awesome. Super, always good to fund an indie comic. Zero, we got how much honey tea is being guzzled to handle all this excited yelling. I don't do tea. You know what I do? The diet do. That's right.
I thought you were about to eat another hot dog.
Oh, well.
You know what I
You shall
do?
receive.
4 more. All right.
I love hot
And then
dogs,
like
baby.
the logo flashes past. We gotta, you gotta get those. You gotta get that ad going.
Yeah, I need if Mountain Dew or any hot dog company wants to sponsor the show, we'd be happy to. We're happy to let you. I don't know why I do this. I started eating hot dogs on the air, and now I feel like I have to. Is this the root? No, that's racist. Sorry guys, that's rude. Let's see. Yeah, always eat hot dogs on the regular. Oh, what the?
Yo, it's John Westhoff.
John Westhoff, baby.
He's fantastic.
Part-time comics, love part-time comics. Always good stuff. Yeah, all these creators make great comics. By the way, Damon, I brought up. I wanted to show this off since we were talking about it. Oh wait, is this the wrong?
This is the old one.
The old one. Damn it. Hold on.
Yeah, we're doing issue 2 now.
We'll get there. Here we go. Wait,
no, issue 2. That's the one that.
Oh my god.
Oh man.
Well, all right, I tried.
Click on my little head right there at the bottom in the corner. It's right there. I think that'll work.
Oh, it just opened up a new tab. Hold on. God damn
it. That's so
all right.
funny.
Well, yeah. Is it okay? It's opening up new tabs. I apologize, David. No one told me you had another book live. I thought you guys were just here to talk about Wikipedia Brown.
No, it's cool. I'm not mad
sometimes.
That's what it looks like. It's similar to that, except the different art and the logo is a different color.
Nice.
And it says 2.
Yeah, I bet we can just Google Stellar Remnant 2. Yeah, you know what's funny is like I thought I was supposed to have people help me press the buttons and stuff, but apparently not. So it's still just me being a bumbling weirdo eating hot dogs, folks. Like it's not okay. Oh, we got it. We got a page. Can't share multiple screens though, so we got to stop sharing this one. Then we got to share another one, and it's all right. We'll get, man. I hope you guys better check out this freaking campaign. This is you better go support indie comics. All right, 28 backers, 40. All right, I got it. What made you want to do a 60-day campaign? Most people, they want to get these over as fast as humanly possible, and it's like people are talking 2-week campaigns now. Like I've heard whispers of like people considering 14-day campaigns.
Okay, why did that happen? So I do this thing where I forget to tell people about stuff all the time, and I was like, if I have 60 days, then I have way more time to keep being able to correct that mistake. And to promote it and stuff. Because also I know that like I think last time we bought some ad space and stuff, and that's not something I know how to navigate because I'm running the campaign this time. I think Nathan ran it last time. He was more aware of he like is a marketing professor. He like knows that stuff a little bit better, a lot better than me. So like I'm doing this by myself, and I didn't have the funds to like do ads. So I was like, I need to have as many chances as possible to let people know and to like put stuff out there and figure out what the rules of every, Reddit sub is, so that I can do it wrong and have them send me messages that say, we took your shit down. Shut up, you dumb bitch. And
I've never been able to promote on Reddit. I've had people swear by it and be like, no, like if you figure out the weirdness, like your post may pop off, but then even if it does pop off, it doesn't really guarantee people are going to go back your campaign, right? But
yeah,
long story short, like it's crazy. Like in every indie comics post, like if I've posted about a Kickstarter, they're like, oh yeah, you're only allowed to post about indie comics on like Thursdays. And it's like, what are we posting about the other 6 days a week? The group is called Indie Comics. It's not called Indie Comics on Thursdays, anyways. Yeah. But yeah, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt. But all right, so more time to market, more time to be crazy on social media, and do you like that? Do you like having more time, or does it just?
This is my first time trying it. It was kind of like it was a little bit of a gut decision of like, should I do the regular 30 or do like 60? And I was like, let's try it. Hopefully it works out. Hopefully it gives me more time to like get it out there and maybe correct any errors that I might make. Because I made a whole different video for it. I think I posted that on Instagram, but like I couldn't upload it to Kickstarter for whatever reason, and I was kind of upset because I spent like, you spend all day editing the video, and then they just like, oh no, you can't, it won't work. Yeah. I don't know, I ain't never seen lights before, I don't know what this is, and you're like, somebody is making $1 billion right now for this thing. Explain to me why this doesn't work. I could have swore that's why we pay people a lot. Like, that's why people make a lot of money, because they make stuff that works, not like crap. But apparently that's the new meta, is making bullshit. So
dude, nothing works. Like I honestly, I had that thought like in my head today, like when I was buying a new computer and parts and stuff, and I'm like, man, is this like, am I gonna buy this and it's gonna break like next year? And it's not even that. Like I like StreamYard. I feel like every week StreamYard does something weird, right? And StreamYard's $50-$60 a month, depending on what plan you have, you know?
Wow.
It's just everything has like little issues. And what sucks is it's a lot of these places, it's like they can ignore the little issues, right? Because they're rooted in it. Their heels are dug in and they're not going anywhere. And they have a huge subscriber base, and people are going to pay the money anyway, because like maybe 2 things suck, but 5 things make their life convenient. And that's the world we're in. We will do, humanity will do some disgusting shit for convenience. Have you noticed that? Like, if you can make our lives a little easier.
Okay, so like, you gotta watch out. Like, you gotta be careful with me. I will talk your ear off. And this whole like our over interest or over reliance on convenience is as a thing is like my like one of the big like issues that I have with like American society at large. Like, it is not that like convenience in general is a problem, but we have gotten to the point where we start to think that like if it's convenient, it's better. And in reality, that's not always true, right? Like one of my big examples is like it seems great to have a phone, your phone have everything on it, but when you think about it, it's like because you put everything on it, you use up all the battery, and then stuff you need on it you can't use, and you've lost everything in one fell swoop, right? So like now you don't know what time it is at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and if you live in some place in the suburbs or like really unincorporated parts of the city, like in America, like the buses stop running at like 7 o'clock in the afternoon. The fucking and so who are you calling? Where are you getting to put pieces in places and things like that? Not to mention, if you like listening to music, we all was like, oh, I can listen to Spotify and whatever in my MP3 player. You're not connected to the internet, you can't fucking do that. And then, or you are connected to your phone, you listening to music, then you ran your battery out. You can't call anybody when you need help because of some random shit to happen. Because you aren't planning for bad things to happen. You aren't planning to be kicked out of your friend's house because he had a weird reaction to the weed he got recently. Like, so like, but your phone doesn't work and you can't get the bus because you live in the suburbs and they stop running the bus at 8 o'clock because I don't know. They assume you have a car, but like, can't nobody afford a car. They pay us $7. They pay those people $7 an hour. Like, what are we talking about? Anyways.
It's all facts. It's all facts, man.
Let me tell you something
cooking
real quick about instant gratification. So the way my mind works is I have just like found my own little pockets of playlists for music, and I haven't listened to new songs because the radio is not a thing anymore in my world for like years. And so I actually signed up for this thing called Next Wave. And it's cassettes, which rocks because that's my thing. But it's all new music of indie bands that ship to me once a month. I promise that I'm not like they're not paying me to say this, but like it has helped me.
It
so
better
much.
not be because it's my show, Brian.
I know. Right? No, but like for real, it has helped me to like unplug from the streaming aspect of it and just. Like, because when you listen to a cassette or a vinyl, you're basically forced to listen to an album the way that it was intended. Mm-hmm. And these aren't really albums. They're just like one songs from different indie bands across the world. But you basically have to listen to the whole tape and then rewind it unless you want to do the whole rewind, fast forward nonsense. But like, I don't know, man. I like that kind of stuff. I'm starting to really kind of detach from like the instant gratification that the internet has provided us because I think it's doing us some harm, because I think there's a line where convenience and instant gratification is now harming us as opposed to being a good thing in our lives.
Yeah.
So yeah.
You
Yeah.
said something that reminded me of something crazy when I was a kid. Not like super crazy, but like as a child, right? It was radio and cassettes, and we would we would have blank cassettes, and you'd call the DJ like over and over again to have him play like the hot new single and like wait by the radio and record it, right? And that's like how we made mixtapes back in the day. I still remember when my buddy Justin Price's mom got a new Mustang that had a CD player in it. And I remember like them showing me compact discs, and they'd be like, no, if you want to listen to like the third song, you just go 1, 2, 3. And I was like, whoa, what?
Oh man, like everyone's been getting really nostalgic for tapes in general, like VHS and tapes, and I have to keep my mouth shut because like I have a like obviously I have a habit of ranting, and this started when I was really young. And one of the first things I would get upset about was the VHS tape. And I was like, Spider-Man on DVD, best thing that ever happened to me. I was like, the DVD popped up, you could watch any scene in the movie. There was no worried about what, like, it was just like special features. That was crazy.
That part,
I was like, man, like people don't even know, because
like
I feel like
golden age of the right,
when you stop getting special edition DVDs, they just stopped coming out like that. And DVDs just didn't have special features anymore. And but when they first started doing that, it was like I got 3 hours to kill. I'm 17. Let's learn about everything. Like
because of special features, I became a documentary fiend.
Oh wow.
Like, and I mean, because I grew up watching all the special features of all the nerd movies. And I learned all the things about the insides of of how you make a movie and how you make a comic and all this kind of stuff. The one that just ruled my life for a solid year was the special feature documentary on the Ben Affleck Daredevil movie, where they interview all the artists and writers. Nice. I think I've watched that at least 200 times in my life.
Wow.
Yeah.
That was like the first big one that I was just like, what is this?
Is it true, Brian and maybe the rest of you, like, I don't think I've ever seen it.
I also haven't seen it.
If you haven't seen it, watch the director's cut. It's so much better.
It's supposed to be good. It is.
I haven't.
Good?
It is okay. So it's good for early 2000s superhero movie.
Okay,
like don't go into it expecting Endgame. That's not going to happen. But like, you know, I mean, it's not a bad movie. I mean, when it first came out, I mean, it was really great. Like, you know, I mean, the superhero movies just got better. Mm-hmm. Really. That's really that. Yeah. I mean, and to me, that's a great problem. You know what I mean? When you look back on it. But if you're going to watch it, there was an entire subplot with Coolio in it. And it was not in the theatrical cut at all.
Is what's the name, right? From Daredevil, the one character from Daredevil season 1. He plays a version of that character. I can't remember his name right now.
Bullseye?
I don't know.
Wait, no.
No. He was like a side character, but like he kept popping up, and he was always doing some like low key just.
I know you're talking about. Yeah, my mind is blanking too.
But I can't remember. But you know that movie. First of all,
wait, is it Turk? Is that
Turk? Yeah.
Yes,
Turk, right?
exactly.
Yes, that was his name. Yeah.
First of all, Evanescence Bring Me Back to Life. That was the other thing I was watching constantly on that DVD. And just like it was just like it was a good movie. It's like I feel like it's the first superhero movie that was good because like it wasn't perfect, but like the passion, a fan made it, and that makes it just 2 times better than any of the shittier movies that like bad superhero movies that was coming on at the time that like didn't connect. Because it's just like when it works amazingly. Like it's one of those things where it's like there's parts of that movie that are just like weird, but parts of it that are perfect. It's not like all the way through. It's like if you watch certain scenes, you're like, wait a minute, that's amazing. That's my favorite thing in the whole world. They should do that all the time, right? Like
and like Michael Clark Duncan is Kingpin. Chef's kiss.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
Sorry. Like I think that was great. I loved him as that character.
Yeah.
I need to.
And
I
you
gotta
tell
get-
everybody,
I gotta
it's
get
like
my
you
hands
watch
on
the
this
DVD and
director's
watching
cut.
special features, you kind of get the sense that everyone was passionate about the project. Like either like Ben Affleck, who was a superhero fan when he was a kid. I don't think he reads comics anymore. I don't know Ben Affleck though. You know what? He goes back to J-Lo. He might go back to comics. And you know, but like, or the director got everyone excited. He got everybody like passionate about the project, and you sense that in the thing, which is like, I think why you see, you know, people come back and talk about that stuff again. So it's like, that's the kind of stuff that gets me excited about being creative, is seeing people excited about what they making, because it's like, that's what I want to do. I want to be passionate about what I'm doing. I was thinking about that the other day. Like, the reason why the stuff about this job that I don't like promo stuff, a lot of times are like ads and stuff. All that stuff is easier when I'm proud of what we're working on. Like, it's easy to talk about Wikipedia because it was such a good experience working with Leslie. And little details and stuff make me go like, oh, I'm really proud. I'm excited for people to see this. And so it becomes easy to like talk it up and like hype it up, because it's like, we got to like, you know, hang out some more, even if it was only online, and get to know each other, and at the same time like make something that's like, I think is like genuinely funny and a good read.
Oh yeah. Well, speaking of good reads, we've been. This happens. I'm notorious for this. We've been yapping for 32 minutes. We have not. Well, we sort of talked about one of your books, but we've not talked a lot about the books that you guys are here to promote. So real quick, I want to because this one's wrapping up. 14 whole hours left.
Oh gosh,
Brian, real quick. While I scroll through this page, why don't you let all of us know what is so mysterious about these adventures of Eula McDowell?
No, this is actually it's book 2 of the current series, the Cosmic Wheel, that I've been working on. I introduced it in book 1, and actually I do comics, and I did comics for like 8 years. This is my first branch away from comics. But it is like a hybrid novel, like an illustrated novel, but
like a light novel.
Right? Yes, very similar. That was like one of my big inspirations were light novels. So yeah, extremely illustrated. But this story takes place in an alternate 1990s. It's very much a cult detective of an older woman who's a clairvoyant. Occult detective, demonologist type, and she's starting to notice that her cases around her city are starting to point towards this greater, more diabolical conspiracy that could very well lead them to a catastrophe, maybe worldwide, maybe not. And so the structure of this book is actually something I love. It's kind of formatted like a bit like a season of a TV show. So like it's episodic. So every episode has kind of a monster of the week type feel. And that's nice. One of my favorite illustrations. Shout
out to that prick who was in the comments earlier.
That's right,
still watching.
Dude. Gosh. But anyway, so each episode is like a monster of the week, and it builds on itself. And the last like 3 stories are really just piggybacking off of each other, creating one larger story. So yeah, that's kind of the structure of this book, and it is very similar. So hold up real quick. So Eula McDowell, the titular character, is based on my grandma, who was not a clairvoyant demonologist who fought demons, but she was just like, her personality, like her name was Eula. And she's a wonderful, sassy lady, lived till age 97. She was just we had a great relationship. We would basically just roast each other, and that was our love language. I mean, she grew up during the Depression, and, you know, her husband was a nose gunner in World War II. And it just like, she is like kind of the poster child kind of figure when you think about the silent generation. That was her and my grandfather. but her personality was just so, that sums up her personality right there. And that's what I wanted to capture and kind of just bring her back to life in my life.
That's so cool.
Right now, and do this. And so I threw her into the book series that I'm working on. And it's been a ton of fun to just kind of explore this character, which is my grandma and then a couple other people just kind of combined into this fun fictional character. I tell everybody that this series is like Murder, She Wrote meets Supernatural with a taste of Lovecraft. Cool. So yeah, it's got, you know, a lot of the cosmic horror aspect, which so did book one. Book one, Memoirs of an Angel, was this book was based on the comic book series of the same name. And the reason that I did the pivot to illustrated novels was my health tanked in 2022. I ended up getting long COVID that just like completely destroyed my health. And so I found that it was easier for me to write and then draw, illustrations as I went along, as opposed to do it, because I did everything with comics. I wrote, illustrate, color, all of it. And while I was figuring out what my body could and couldn't do over a couple years, I decided to give prose a try, and it worked. So I was like, "Hey, I can write prose. Who knew?"
It's useful. Like I get paid a lot of, not a lot, but decent money from several people to copyright. To like write, to do like solicit writing, to do Kickstarter solicit writing, to do Kickstarter campaign writing.
Yeah.
And it's so funny because like you would think like, and I know not every creator is the same, right? Like some people have like Damon was talking about, like Damon's trying to get better at marketing. He's better at other stuff. He's trying to mix it up and get new marketing tools, right? Some creators are really good at some stuff, but they are terrible at like pitching their own book, or they freeze and like become paralyzed at the thought of like trying to write about themselves on a Kickstarter page or something. So it's something that you would think, like when you're like listening to you talk about this, right? And it's like your family's in it, your blood's in this, there's a lot more in this comic than what meets the eye, right? But there are some creators who would like struggle talking about that, right? So it's an interesting tactic. And you know what? I'm glad you're all struggling because I need money. Anyway, sorry, that was a joke. I'm not glad you're struggling. But no, by the way, I do really dig your art, and you had someone in the chat is digging it too.
Thank you.
So when what made you, going from prose to light novel to comic to kind of back and forth, like, do you think, are you going to kind of keep mixing it like the light novel? They're super popular, like manga and light novels are huge. So it's like a pretty nice territory to be in. And I don't know that there are that many on Kickstarter. Like we've got a ton of comics. We got a ton of novels. I don't know that there's a lot of illustrated novels, but anyways, like, are you interested in kind of like keeping those entwined, or do you want to like, is prose going to be one thing and comics are going to be another?
No, actually, they're going to be pretty interchangeable within the series as well. I have a couple spinoffs planned in the future that are just going to be graphic novels, and because now I have my disability figugot out, so I know when I need a rest. I know, so I'm going to actually go back, and there's a comic book series that I've done in the past that I got to wrap up, and that's going to be the next project I work on once the Eula McDowell is done. And but I'm finally able to kind of dip my toes back into the comic book world. But in a perfect example of just how intertwined the mediums are in this series alone, in the Eula McDowell book, while we have more of a light novel approach throughout the whole thing, there are a couple short stories that are just comic books in the middle of the novel. So yeah, it's just I love both mediums, and I just want to play inside both of those worlds as much as I can, as much as it makes sense with the storytelling, because I think that I don't want it to be jarring for the reader. I want it to flow really well. But there are certain stories that I think only comic books can really tell. And there are a couple stories in this book where I was like, man, I really don't want to like force the prose. I want to just have the moody images. So like there's a short comic in the Eula McDowell book that takes place on Halloween, and it has maybe like 2 or 3 balloons of dialogue, and the rest of it's just pictures. And I love that stuff. I love stories just being told through illustrations and comic book form, because I think that really shows some storytelling fun as a comic book creator. You get to play, and I don't know, like I didn't want to lose that when I pivoted, and I'm thankful that I didn't have to.
Very cool.
So,
By the way, Hydrosylum Comics wants to know if you're planning to continue Memoirs of an Angel.
So the Cosmic Wheel is now what it all is. This is the new format for that. So just to kind of summarize, Memoirs of an Angel, it has 8 issues out right now of the comic book. We aren't going to continue in the comic because those comics plus what was going to be the next 8 comics are in here.
Okay.
So that whole story is in here, and it's much more involved because I had more ability to write through prose. So the story won't continue in comics. It'll continue in this light novel, illustrated novel format.
Can you still get those on the Kickstarter if people swing?
Oh yeah, for sure. You can still get the comics. We have catch-up tiers. You can get this. You can get all the comics that we've put out of Memoirs of an Angel as well. Individually, we also have one of the trades on there as well. So yeah, awesome. you can get everything we've done on this series is on the Kickstarter.
That is
Brian,
cool.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, you can.
I was curious.
Yeah.
So you said that Eula was written like in an episodic way. What, like, when I think about episodic like storytelling, there's a lot of like repeating tropes and stuff like that, and motifs. Like, what tricks have you learned to like that help you with episodic, like telling episodic stories that reveal more about the characters and stuff like that in a short like burst? Like, how do you figure out what events you want Eula to go through to like reveal who she is to the reader?
Sure. Yeah. No, I think I think the kind of the method that I ended up doing, I kind of played with a couple different approaches, and this stuck the most. And I hope this answers your question. Let me know if it doesn't. I really put kind of an emphasis on the antagonists in the first couple stories. Mm-hmm. And then we get to know Eula and her team and her friends a little bit in those stories. And then she takes more of a front seat in the third story.
Okay.
So you get little tastes of her throughout, and it just builds on itself. Did that answer your question?
Yeah, kind of. I think so. So is it like she's more like in those first stories, like she's more of a flat character, and then the antagonists are more like you're getting to know who they are and why they're doing what they're doing, but her reaction to that tells you who she is.
A little bit, yeah. Okay, yeah, for sure. And because of that, it just kind of lets you have some fun with the first couple stories before we jump into the more heavy stuff. So you get to know the world, you get to know the city, because it all takes place in like a fictionalized version of my home city of Louisville. And so you get to know a lot of that stuff kind of on the peripheral. And then like by the time you get to the third and fourth story, you're really starting to learn a lot more about Eula's character, a lot more about there is a mystery to who she is and how long she's been around. And we allude to things a little bit along the way. And then at the end, in the last story, there's a big reveal that when you see it happen at the end, little breadcrumbs along the way make a lot more sense. So,
okay.
Yeah.
That's exactly that answers my question. I appreciate
Okay,
that.
cool.
I had a question too, Brian. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
I'm taking over. No, I was curious.
Blake, it is no longer your show.
We're gonna need you anymore, Blake.
I'm gonna go finish building my computer.
All right. Now, I was curious, since it's a light novel, like, does that affect like who you're targeting like the book towards? Like, are you putting like in the graphic novel space, or yeah, like in the just traditional novel space on Kickstarter, or like what happens with all that for you?
Yeah, so that was kind of tricky. There isn't an in between on Kickstarter for that category, so I had to go through fiction, the fiction, category. But I mean, I have, I've built up an email list over the years, and I've got a pretty good following on social media. So like anybody that, I mean, if you just go on Kickstarter, I try my best to put it in the story exactly what this thing is, so that nobody's gonna, once they get it, they're like, oh man, I thought this was, no, like, like I even have like a free PDF of the first story, like it's the first 100 pages of the book are for free on the Kickstarter page. And so like you can click that and exactly what you're gonna get. Cool. By reading that. But as far as categories are concerned, Kickstarter is like, is it a comic or is it a novel? There's nothing in between. So you kind of just got to play with it a little bit.
Gotcha. Interesting. Yeah. That's cool.
Yeah.
I have a question.
No, too much.
It's not for you, Brian, but I just, I wanted to get, I've been really interested in Wikipedia Brown, just because it's just like, it reminds me of a lot of stuff that like I grew up with, like there, I don't know, like I'm getting like Carmen Sandiego vibes and all. I don't know. There's like I'm getting a lot of like youthful, like good youthful energy, right? And I'm excited about it. And earlier Damon was mentioning how fun it was, like talking to you, Leslie, and getting you guys working together. Yeah. How did you guys meet? How did Wikipedia Brown, like, kind of come up? Like, are you guys friends? Have you known each other well? I was just kind of curious how the creative unification happened.
Good question. So I think, shoot, I'm old. I can't even remember. Was it like 2023 when we met? Somewhere around there?
It was like 2023 because it would have been, we went to, it was C2E2. I think we just started talking after. I think you were talking, hanging out with people, and then we just started hanging out, and it was just like a good conversation. Yeah,
it was like a super like great conversation, just chilling with Damon after the show, and just shooting his shit and like picking his brain and just like figuring out the kind of person he is. It's like we just really clicked, and that was just a cool one-off experience. When I was at C2E2 in Chicago, and just kind of like a couple years later, Damon hits me up like, hey, you want to work on something? And I'm like, hell yeah, why not, man? Yeah. So we just kind of started kind of thinking about stuff, like what direction we want to go in. Like we were kind of leaning towards like, oh, let's do something funny. And I mean, I can't remember how it happened. It was just kind of organically kind of kicking the ball around. And it's like, yeah, what if we just kind of had this kind of smart ass kid that has to deal with this issue, and we kind of built Wikipedia from there, pretty much.
I think I threw it as a joke. Like I was like I was like 60% joking about it, and I was 100% expecting you to be like, no, we gotta come up with something better than that. And he was like, no, I think we should do that. Like,
it's like, yes, Andy, let's lean into that.
Hit us with that pitch. What is Wikipedia Brown all about?
Oh man,
it's our like take on a boy detective novel, but it's a smart, clever little black kid who is. I was thinking about this. He who solves mysteries in like an adult world. I think it's really fun. One of my favorite things about the book is that like Wiki is very much a kid in the book. He's not like he doesn't act like an adult or anything for the most part. Yeah. But everyone else is still, the adult world is still adulting. Like it's still like it doesn't stop for him, and I think that that's fun. Because his kind of logic and like morality, to me in my head at least, is very like in that place of like, I'm a kid, I'm trying to protect what I see as the world, and he's like smart, but he's not like necessarily wise or whatever. And then there are like these adults who are like doing these, big things, and dealing with their own stuff. And so, yeah, I think that's how I would describe it. Leslie, you want to do a better job?
No, I think you pretty much hit the nail on the head. I mean, it's pretty much like we just came up with this really black ass comic. I feel like it's just really leaned into it. I just thought it was like super funny and like when Daniel like he kind of mentioned like it's like he was joking and I knew he was joking. I was like, that sounds so funny. Let's just freaking do it because I've been doing like a lot of like kind of serious stuff. I just like really love when I can lean into the humor a little bit like that. And Damon has some really good comedic chops and just like really good storytelling instincts. And it was just really fun to craft this character who was like he's smart, but we didn't want to make him like he's not like a super genius, just like a smart ass kid with this really interesting take on the world and like justice and like how he's trying to, like I said, protect his people, protect his own. So it's just really fun to come up with it.
Damon, I love that you said like what made me really interested immediately in the character is you said he's wise or he's smart, but he's not wise.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I'm like that's like perfect for like a little genius kid. I think that's really cool.
Yeah. Wiki is. I was thinking about this maybe a few weeks ago, and I was thinking about like, wondering if people were going to think that Wiki was like based on one of us. And I'm like, in my head, Wiki is the kid I wanted to be when I was that age. Like, he's like smart and he's like dorky, but like a little. But at the same time, he's kind of pulling it off. Like he's kind of convinced you that he's kind of cool. So like, I mean, I secretly want Leslie to come back to me in like 5 months and be like, actually, I got another story we can do.
I have if people like it, I have a few ideas or more. So, yeah.
So is
hopefully
this
people like this.
Kind of a test, like putting the one shot out there, hoping.
A little bit. Like for me, we actually haven't talked about it funny enough, so I'm kind of pitching to Damon right now. But it's like I kind of envision like right now, like this is one case that we could kind of do like a bunch of one-offs, like just these random cases that aren't really connected, and we could just kind of keep it going that way. And if we wanted to, maybe but for most part, I pictured like a lot of these old kind of detective stories, they just always had these one-off stories, going on. So it's like you kind of do that way, and then you kind of can keep that rolling that way, which is really fun.
That's exactly what I was thinking. So it's perfect. Yeah. Like you already that's exactly what I was like. And it also puts us in a position where like we can kind of produce them whenever we need to, and it's never like, oh, you guys have to wait to finish the story, but we can always like bring the story, have it be ready, and
or bust out a holiday one shot.
And also you can see progression, I think, about the creators over the years. Hopefully, Also, I was just like, I was just excited to work on something that was like also excessively black. I don't know if that makes people uncomfortable or whatever, but like I have like when I was younger, I was always scared to do characters that were like, I don't know, like to create a world that was like so focused on like black people and because of a lot of different like personal confusing stuff. But like as I've gotten older and learned more about the world, like I realized the importance of like creating characters that represent us and also connect us to people who aren't us. Like I think that like I don't want people to be like, oh, this is a black book, it's not for me. Like it is for you. Like, Wiki is a kid like any other kid, and he like in a general sense, but the specifics of his existence are affected by where he comes from. So like, and that kind of that's how we all work. And that and one of the like important things about storytelling is that it both like explains, it connects us through these differences. And so like that's super important. It's not about like, I don't think it's about for some people it's good to have things mirrored, and then for other people it's good to have to be connected to something that isn't like you. I think I've learned so much from like movies and art that is not about characters like me. A lot of my favorite comic creators are like Asian American comic creators, and Derek Kim and Gina Lu Yang, and so like, and they've told stories that like there's parts where I'm like, I don't know what this is, but I'm curious about it, and then parts where I'm like, I understand this perfectly, actually. Like I didn't, like, and that's a good experience.
Yeah, and man, like I know, like, as a white dude, like growing up, I consumed a lot of black content, The thing that I always point to when like just I don't know, like I didn't even know that I was experiencing a different culture while watching this, but I was obsessed with Meteor Man when I was a kid. That movie, I don't know how many times I rented that movie
So good.
and watched it over and over again. I loved that movie. And you know, like I don't know, man. Like I think what you said just about like any kind of different ethnicity, culture, whatever, when the creator brings that to the table, tells a story from that perspective, and the person that picks it up who's different, not only, I mean, especially like you know, if they don't know anything about that culture, you're learning so much, and you're learning it through story, which is the best way to learn.
That's one of the
So man,
reasons why
I love what you guys are doing. That's awesome.
I had a very similar reaction with G. Willow Wilson's Miss Marvel. Like it was, that's and so many people did. That's why it's like an iconic run. But it was like there's the same reason a lot of people got mad about it too, right? So I don't want politics and comics people. But what it was a window into a culture and a religion and a family that most like that a lot of white people were not familiar with, right? And it was just like, and it didn't beat you over the head with it, but it was just like you saw this family act a little bit different, but still a family. You saw this like girl turn into a superhero woman, and like, you know, her social environment was different than ours, but like got to the same conclusion. But that's what made it so powerful, right? Because there was like you could find that universality hidden in the otherness, right? And so that's what made it so cool. And that got me excited. You guys mentioning that too. We got a comment, and this is going to spin into something. Someone's wanting to know if that's the milestone logo on Ricky's jacket.
Yes.
Okay, so
I don't know if I did broke any rules with that, but I just wanted to show some love to Milestone, and like, because I came out of the Milestone Initiative. That was a big deal for me. And then also just like I grew up like with like Dwayne McDuffie is one of those creators that like you find out about him and then you're like, oh wait, like he made all this stuff I love. And then I've gotten to know Dennis over the last like 3 or 5 years, and he's just like been becoming like more and more of a mentor and somebody I just really look up to. And he's like the chillest dude in the world. And you know, so like I'm like proud to be associated with that like company, and I want to do I wanted there to be some like reminder of it in the book, and like also just to like create the kind of character that he is. Like I imagine him being the kind of kid that before everybody else, he's reading stuff from the past and being like, oh yeah, you guys listen to the new stuff. Like I read Milestone comics, like the original from the 90s, even though he was like born in like 2005 or some shit like that. Like,
Yeah.
Well, no, probably like Chris was 12. Like,
yeah.
there's a lot of talk right now about well, I mean, there always is, but there's like a movement like right now, like about race and comics, but particularly about the DC So White stuff, and you know, is there pressure when you were putting out a book like this? You're having fun, you're laughing, and like you guys have said, you know, this like it's a very black comic, but it's also a comic for every, you know, like you want other people to read it and experience that unique blackness, right? And like that in a narrative, and learn about the culture. Does it get heavy when you're creating something, even when you're having fun and you're hanging out with your friends and you're laughing, but like you're also doing something culturally important, especially at timely right now? Like, do you guys feel that, or you just like, shut up, Blake, we're making comments? Like,
no, I mean, I think if like people like overthink it, it could get heavy. But I mean, at the end of the day, I feel like I'm telling stories, so it's like, yeah, it's like Wiki, like you said, he's this precocious kid, he's doing his thing, but then we have this asshole Hotep dude that is messing stuff around town. Like, I think it's really interesting to, you know, tell stories from every angle and not just portray it like it's only one thing. You know, life is black and white comics. I mean, obviously it's black and white comic, but, you know, like things aren't so binary. So, I mean, I like to kind of get stories that can go in between every sort of facet of life, the good, bad, the ugly, the weird, you know.
And that keeps everything from becoming a caricature too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's so important when we're telling stories.
Yeah.
Leslie, you mentioned. Oh, sorry.
Oh, let's say I'll go answer the question a little bit. Like I do. There's a back of my head worry that pops up sometimes with a lot of stuff, but the conscious thought that I always have about that sort of thing is that ultimately, like, I can't. Me and Leslie, we can't encapsulate the entire Black experience. Like, we can only tell a story that's like a combination of our experiences and that, but that's a part of the tapestry of things. Like, I don't want to be the only Black creator in the room. I don't want to be like, I want to be a part of a community of Black creators. I want to be a part of, so I want to be a part of like creating that story, because that's how everything like is, right? When we look at, I think in America, we don't really think about mainstream like art, like mainstream art or what's considered mainstream art as like white stories or whatever, but like the way that things have shaken out, whether you guys want it to be that way or not, like at least as consumers, or even like writers of your own personal stuff, is that like there is a narrative that's being created about what it means to be a person who's perceived as white. And even then there are pockets of that aren't represented, right? Like there's stuff that like people don't know about. I was doing an open mic a few, like 2 months ago, and this dude did a joke about how him being redheaded, and he looks over at me like assuming that like I it makes a joke about redhead, about genders or whatever, right? And then I got on stage and I talked about how like realistically, like we didn't even know y'all did that. Like I didn't know white people had a problem with redheaded people until I met like I lived around white people for a period of time. I was like confused. I thought that was some weird South Park joke. That they
Dude, white people have a problem with everybody. I don't know why.
This is so funny because BJ Kicks, comics are dope. BJ.
Yep.
I didn't think I was outside. I'm bald, and so like I was outside. I was on the phone and didn't realize I got a gnarly scalp sunburn, and it got real red, and it blistered a little bit, and that like gold blister liquid like was leaking from my head. It was I was like a mutant. And so I posted about it on Facebook, and I was like, there's gold liquid leaking out of my scalp. You know, I was like, and BJ was like, I was 10 years old when I learned that white people can sunburn real bad. And gold shit can leak out of their sunburn. And I was like, dude, I know we are the worst. Like, goddamn.
I wouldn't even say the worst. It's just like it's just not a problem. You know, I'm colorblind. I didn't know white people actually, like, I thought for years, that like white people didn't really blush. Like I thought it was a artistic choice made in TV. Like, you know, like like when like the wolf, like their eyes bulge out. Like we know what they mean, but nobody's eyes are actually bulging out, right? So I'm like, as a kid, and I didn't know I was colorblind, so I'm like, no one actually turns red. And then like years later, you learn like, no, like people really do get pretty red. But it's like, but even then, it's like there's stories that aren't being told. You finding out, like I found out that like there's a story in Chicago of that kids have told about the Great Chicago Fire. It was started by Mrs. O'Leary's cow. He knocked over a thing, and then it lights the thing, and the fire spreads. All Chicago burns down. Turns out this was just propaganda, anti-Irish propaganda from before y'all got to be white people. And you know what I mean? Like, but like we, you know, like the trick is not telling those stories. So it's like we get to like tell stories about, my point is we get to tell ourselves, we get to be a part of that tapestry, and every single story gets to like create a bigger like add to the bigger narrative about what it means to be a Black person, what it means to be a human being, what it means to be in certain situations, and how we all connect. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, one of my favorite jokes in the book that Leslie let me do was changing the skater kid into specifically a white Rasta, because I love the Lonely Island. But like, it's like he's like a decent dude. Like, he's not like we're both making fun of him and being like, hey, this guy's cool. Like, it's whatever.
I think that I think you can have fun and laugh about race without like being gross. You know, like we're all human. We all collectively do real dumb stuff, you know, and it's just like, you gotta laugh. If you don't laugh about stuff, you go crazy, you know. And it's like, because a lot of I've had friends think that I'm like a real weirdo, because like when stuff gets like real dark and weird, I will laugh, and it's sometimes it's like it's an awkward laugh, but I still like, it's like I don't know what else to do, and so it's just like and it's kind of funny, and it's just I'm never gonna write it. I'm never gonna try to, right? But it sounds like you guys are skating around the idea, but you can be a comedian and tell racial jokes and not be a Nazi or a bigot. You know, you can be a comedian and not punch down trans people every opportunity you get. You know, and you could still talk about sex and non-normative sexuality, right? But it's so weird, and I commend you both for doing that. And Damon, you mentioned you do stand up. I imagine you deal with that in a lot of different ways too, because that's been weird too, because like a lot of stand-up comedians that I used to really like are super bad people, and I was like, whoa. Like,
I didn't know that until recently.
It's like, damn, man.
I'm an open micer. Like, I don't do it seriously, but it does put me in vicinity of like serious stand-ups and stuff, and because that's where everybody starts. They start in mics, and comics have always been weird people. It's a weird group of people, and it's a lot of like outsiders and stuff, and so it's like it's to me it's not completely surprising, but like it's also hard to know, because like some people are like really good at some people are really being honest on stage, and some people aren't, and they're really good at creating a persona, and it's hard to tell sometimes. I mean, I was growing up, I was a pretty big Bill Cosby fan.
Man, me too.
Yeah, I think
I just had to accept that was, but like all of that was bullshit. Like, like I don't think you could have told me like before when I was like 15 that Bill Cosby was definitely a worse person than Richard Pryor in his personal life. Like, and now I'm like, no, that's definitely true.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man, like the Huxtables were like, I watched the Cosby Show religiously when I was a kid. So like when that happened, man, when that all came out, I was kind of, at first I was like, I don't want to believe this, but then it just kept coming out, and I was like, dang it. And so like, you know, like I forgot there was like a bit that Eddie Murphy did where he was talking about, he was like making fun of Bill Cosby. This is like back in the 80s. He was like making fun of Bill Cosby for like calling out comedians who cuss all the time. And then like Eddie Murphy later, like when everything like had been out, and I think like the trial was over or whatever, Eddie Murphy was like, yeah, so I may cuss, but you know, it's like,
right.
And do all that.
Zero has been leaving comment gold tonight, by the way. Zero says Cosby and sweaters what Hitler did to mustache.
Oh man.
Yeah, he messed up those sweaters.
I know, right? Yeah. That sweater is I've seen a few people go, you can't wear that sweater in public.
No more zipping soft sweaters. Can't do it.
Dude, my mom, both of my mom and dad have real bad teeth issues. My dog Bruce bit my dad's dentures in half, so that happened, and my mom just found out she has to get all her teeth pulled and get dentures. So like, anyways, there's a lot of Jello in the house right now, and so the fridge is just full of Jello. But every time I open the fridge, it's just like, no matter what Cosby did or will ever do, he is intrinsically tied to Jello. So it's just like, I have this like fridge full of sexual assault snack, and it's weird, and I don't like it.
That is the weirdest thing I've heard in a very long time.
It's like Bill Cosby, like just like way too proud of himself, enjoying Jello in the most evil way.
We gotta find these folks, man, to help us forget.
What's crazy is you thinking back, and it's like, man, like I wonder, like how much of that Jello money was like put to nefarious use, right? Like you see, like he bought drugs with that Jello money. He got into parties with that Jello hype. I mean, I know he was on the Cosby Show, but like.
Stop ruining Jello for me.
I'm sorry.
Assume everything every horrible person has done with money is there's some shit tainted.
We get that in comics. I feel like all the time, right? Every other week, there's like a new terrible comics person. It's getting a little better. I think we've got most of them out. It feels like, but
I mean, there's a lot of. I will say that like comics is because comics is so hard to make decent living at. Like we definitely have a lot of good people in comics, and I'm always shocked by the fandoms, like the online fandoms propensity to try to like build a nefarious narrative around somebody because they wrote an issue they didn't like. Because I've met several writers whose books that I didn't like in person at this point, and all of them are lovely. Like, just the nicest people. I would almost say, if you don't like somebody's book, chances are they sweet. Just expect them to be nice.
Well, you're not gonna like everything, right? Art is very subjective. Even an award-winning thing isn't gonna be somebody's jam. But I totally feel that. I'm a big Tom King fan. And I got to meet him, and he's so nice, but he's a very divisive writer, and it feels like everybody, if you don't like Tom King, not only do you not like Tom King's writing, but you're like, Tom King is a hack writer and a war criminal, and it was like, how did we get here? I get he wrote the Baghdad book, right, and it's heavy, but like. It's a bit. Yeah, he was in. I'm sure he did some messed up stuff. He was in the CIA and he was in the Middle East, right? I'm sure stuff happened, but like, it's so weird how we will demonize and villainize someone for just making art that we don't like, and it's not even like it's not even art that like is causing trouble, right? It's not. It's not offensive. Yeah. It's not, it's just, I didn't really like this and fuck you. Right. And it's just like
cape stuff.
Yeah. Like, and that's what I mean. Like, and honestly, I think it's because people, and I really like, I'm a challenge readers, people watching, viewers, what's the name? Even if you aren't a comic creator, read some books on comic creation, learn about how it works.
Yep. So
you have a better like vocabulary and understanding for why you do and don't like stuff. Because I'm gonna be real with you, as a person, as I've learned about comics, realistically, I'll say I enjoy comics way more because I understand what's going on and why stuff is happening, even if I don't like, way more than before when it was all like a mystery to me. I don't know if that's just me, but like I can appreciate when stuff is working. Mm-hmm. Even if the whole thing isn't coming together, or like I can point out specifically like, oh, this creative decision isn't working for me. Not just like say like these kind of like buzzwords about like, oh, the plot is a plot hole. Like every single problem in the story is not a plot hole. That's not how plots work. We need to just stop like doing that, or like they're doing Marvel dialogue. That's vague, and I don't know what you mean.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's sarcastic. Everyone I know is sarcastic. It's one of the most American things in the world.
Sure.
Why are you acting like that's not good character writing by itself? Just sarcasm as a concept. Like, that's not how that works. Like, you gotta be able to understand, like, if you and the thing about the internet is, like, you don't even need to read a book. Like, Hassan Alawi has a whole comic channel. His channel is still up. It's called Strip Panel Decade. You take yourself to that channel and you watch them videos. They will teach you what you need to know about reading books. And then you read Scott McCloud's Understanding Comics. He wrote the textbook for a reason. You ain't doing nothing. What, you on YouTube watching another video about Pete Hexx being an idiot? He's stupid. We already know it's not getting any better. He's not learning anything. You need to learn.
I hear you, dude. I've told people, I've told Brett, because I before I got into the industry, I still podcast, but I work in the industry and build Kickstarter campaigns and stuff. But like, I used to tell press all the time to buy those books, buy Scott McCloud, buy the Eisner textbooks, right? Because they're soft cover, they're cheap, and not only that, it's because it helped me be a better reviewer. Just like you said, I learned how to talk about the medium. I loved it. I was passionate about it, but like I wasn't very good at talking about the mechanics of it. I understand like a 3-act structure. Like we can break down stuff like that, but like comics goes beyond that, right? Like even one of my favorite things about the Scott McCloud stuff is like the dual narrator, right? Because you have like you have the text-based narrator and the visual-based narrator, and both of them exist at the same time on the page, and your mind deals with both of them in different ways. Like that blew my mind, right? And I still think about that like all the time when I'm reading books. But yeah, I just whether you love comics, whether you're a fan or if you're a press, those books, if you haven't read them, they're not expensive. They're readily reprinted. You can buy them used for real cheap.
If you cover comics, that's mandatory. You cannot. I'm sorry, you can't. I don't think you can take yourself seriously if you don't know how to. If you don't know comics on that level. If you don't have the information in your head to, in theory, make a comic. Like, you don't have to actually do it, but you gotta. I think you got to be able to like write out the basic steps and understand what is necessary, what everybody's job is. Nobody in a press situation who covers comics should believe that the writer or the artist or whatever is more important to a comic than the other creator inherently. No one should not understand. No one should treat like you shouldn't be confused about the process or not understand what a good composition is. Like that to me is insane, right? Like, because you're the like first thing that anybody is engaging with. They get these opinions from you about the books. They're trusting you as an expert, and you're telling me as a creator that you're an expert on like, I don't know, writing about stuff, but not about the thing you're talking about. Like, that's so like, you shouldn't be confused like about the process of making comics. It shouldn't be a surprise, and it's frustrating because I will see stuff and I'm like, why are you saying this like you don't know how this works? Because it should be common knowledge. Like it's these aren't even secrets. A lot of this stuff, like, the comic book industry isn't a big secret cabal of anything. It's like the big difference between like indie comics and like big 2 comics is like lawyers and like and like having a regular paycheck. Like, it's not but making comics, like, it's always interesting when people say, when they talk about the problems in comics, and they talk about Marvel as it is this weird gestalt entity that makes all the decisions. And it's like, that's not how it works. Like, and in fact, they tell you who make decisions. Like they credits in the books. Like, you know who's doing stuff. All the jobs have meanings and names. So like, but when they talk about like, well, Marvel decided to do this, it's like Marvel did, like people who work at Marvel decided to do that, but like it's not a situation where writers are like, you know, I don't know, not making creative decisions at all, or like that, you know, like everything it's still a job, but it's like if people are making concessions, it's like at any job, you know what I mean? There's stuff you like sometimes. Most of the time, your boss leaves you, expects you to know what you're doing without you, and then every once in a while they come in and go, "Well, I want you to do it like this," and you go, you either think that's a great idea, or you think that's kind of fucking stupid, but you got to get paid, so you don't say nothing. You know what I mean? And like that's really the difference. That's really it. It's just like your job. If you decided to start, if you work at a restaurant and you know what it's like to work at a restaurant, you know the difference between and owning a restaurant. You kind of know the difference between like what it means to be an indie creator and like a big two creator. Like, and that's, you know, that's the truth of it, right?
You need to repeat this 1,000 more times for people, man. Like the way you broke that down, like seriously, like
that was honestly like, I'm sitting here going, this is a master
people.
class and how to understand comics.
Right there, like great. Seriously, like there would be a lot less dumb, or maybe not.
No, there's still going to be a lot of dumb.
Yeah. There's going to be people that hear that they'll be like, "He's wrong. I don't care," and that's, you know, there you go.
Well, no matter what you do, also, first of all, Daimon said big two. You're not allowed to say that anymore. I don't know if anybody's picked that up, but there's a new indie comic kerfuffle that's like, you know, it's like, oh, the big two. That's really like the big five. It's really like the big seven. I left a comment. I was being a smart ass, and the person answered me for real. But I was like, so what percentage of market share is a publisher allowed before they're not considered indie comics anymore? And he was like, a point. So, and I was like, that's stupid.
You just made that up. Like,
and I was just like, you can't. In my heart, okay, I know how hard it is to be an indie creator. I've been one, and I work for you all. I bust my ass, and I oftentimes it's hard to get books seen, right? And it's like, I know that feeling where you're like, oh fuck, no one's seeing my book. I'm gonna pay these people to help me, and then you do it, and we do a good job, and you're like, oh, no one's seeing my book, you know? And it's just like, it's hard out there. I know it's hard. Hating Marvel and DC and the people that work there, it's not going to get you a contract. It's not going to get you a book deal. It's not going to get you a $10,000 Kickstarter campaign. All it's doing is building more riff, more turmoil, more reasons for a creator to get mad at another creator. Like, could you imagine walking up to Ed Brubaker and go, "Hey Ed, oh my God, my name's Blake Morgan. I love your stuff. You're not an indie creator. Bye." Like, I would never do that. I would never ever do that. But what they are like the top, they're one of the top earners at Image, right? They whatever they want to do, they get to do. And so it's just it really just I don't understand why indie and big two creators aren't really like big two creators don't want to like draw lines in the sand. I don't think they care. They're busy. They have deadlines and money. But like, you know, there's so many indie people that are like, well, you can't be indie and do this. And you can't be indie and do that. And you can't be indie and make this much money. And I just don't understand what these conversations are doing for the industry. Yeah. I feel like you're just trying to help people hurt each other's feelings. I don't think the goal
is to move the industry in any direction. I think it's just to spew some hate. Yeah, honestly, I'm gonna say this in the most positive way possible. Like, you guys, like, regardless of how many books you sell, and even if you don't necessarily, the last book you did wasn't the best book in the world, you have every right to call yourself a comic creator. You're good enough, and if you look at your book, the last book you did, and it didn't sell well, and you're proud of it, there's no reason why you shouldn't be proud of it.
Oh yeah.
Sales
is
absolutely
luck, and a bunch of other stuff is just as much as anything else. Just make something you're proud of. Maybe try some new tricks, some stuff that you try to make a few reasonable compromises about promotion or like whatever. Invest a little bit of extra money, maybe a little bit of extra time that you take some risk in those ways and see if it gets you someplace. And if it doesn't, like, scrap together, figure it out, and do it again. But the fact that people are gonna buy Spider-Man over your comic because they grew up reading Spider-Man and your comic is new is not a judgment on you as a person or as a creator. You are good enough. You have no reason to feel bad about yourself and you should be proud every moment that you should be proud of yourself for trying to make something. Like, that's all we do in our lives. And also, of course, you ain't got no money. It's a bunch of people richer than you that don't want you to have any money. Our whole society is just advertisement, and most of it's about making you feel bad about yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I think people get so in their head about like, and of course, some people don't like your book. They other people. We don't like everything. I will fight somebody because I love Titan AE, and a bunch of people think that movie is mid. And
they're wrong though.
Yeah.
That movie is so good.
love
Oh my God, Damon! I haven't thought about that movie in over a decade. I still remember going to see that with my dad. Like my dad took me to see that, and I remember my dad being like, "I didn't know cartoons were like this."
Wait a minute, this is real storytelling?
Yeah.
What is happening here?
like
Tom and Jerry.
Dude, Damon, I like you, dude. You've said several things that have reached deep into my heart and plucked nostalgia chords. Like, I mean, you're great on it. You're great on a mic. So the stuff you said about indie creators is so spot on.
We just get I get it. I get there's a temptation to be mad because the world, when it comes to the money part of it, one, people are telling us that how much money you have is like, it means something. And two, that like, that it's it's a measurement of your value as a human being. And two, that like, if you not making a bunch of money, it means the thing you made is bad. And that's just not true. First of all, people won't stop talking shit about Twilight. That book made millions of dollars. Stephanie Myers is someplace, with her like Mormon garbs on, resting, relaxing, and having a good ass time.
Yeah, she's having a better time than we are.
That Twilight is the worst vampire thing ever in existence, or maybe she does. I don't know, because money doesn't make you feel better. We see the richest man in the world. He's pathetic. Like, you know what I mean? Like, are you really gonna be mad about people? And are you mad about people who don't like your stuff that you didn't like anyways? I'm never gonna be mad that people I don't agree with don't like me. I might try to understand them, but once I do, if I still disagree, it doesn't matter. I'm never gonna be sad that like, I don't know, Kid Rock told me I was ugly this week. Like,
okay, I wouldn't be mad if Kid Rock talks shit on me, but I am one of those. I think it's the press and podcasting and PR work, but it's just like, I hate how much I want people to like me. Oh, I hate it, and I want to be. And I'll burn bridges, but like, I'll let you walk on me like 400 or 500 times first. Like, I give you plenty of chances, but I don't know. I'm just weird.
Yeah, but it's like, no, I get that. You definitely, we want people to like us, but you also got to think like, people do like you. I mean, you right now, I like you.
True.
You know what I mean? You don't need it would be great if Brian Azzarello liked me. I'm pretty sure he does, right? I met him like 3 or 4 times. I get the vibe he doesn't like me. But
that's okay.
I feel like I know.
Is there a story?
I feel like there's a couple stories there.
It's just a vibe. I'm talking about a vibe mostly.
Yeah.
Okay.
But like,
Brian Azzarella's somewhere like, man, I just had a really bad day every time he met me.
Yeah, it could be that, honestly.
I don't know how he could ever have. Isn't he with Steph Phillips? Isn't he with Dr. Steph? Like, I just, if that was me, I would have no problems. If I had a Marvel contract or a DC contract and my girlfriend was writing Daredevil, I'd be pretty hyped.
Wait, what?
Before we move on to something else, I really wanted to just throw this in there because I think it's important. Damon, when you were talking about just like, people, basically, the value of what they do is based on how much money they make and how famous they are or whatever. It is insane. Everybody out there who feels that way, seriously, Google how many famous creators, poets, artists that we love and call classics today died in poverty and barely anybody read or saw their stuff. I mean, that may not be inspiring to you, but at the same time, what that can do is it can show you, hey, look, like their works outlived them and became something great. And they did it because they were passionate about it. And you know, some of these classic, you know, writers and artists, they were never published. You know, and we have the ability now to self-publish, and they did not back then. Yeah. So, like, you know, the statistics, if you look at statistics, like if you actually create something, you're in like the top 2% of people who think to themselves, man, I'd love to write a book or something like that. Nobody, like most people do not act on those things. And if they start them, they don't finish them. So if you have gotten past that and you have made something, statistically, you are ahead of most of the human race in history.
Also, it also is the making of it that's fun. Like,
absolutely.
Joking. I've had a great time working with this book all with Leslie, and it's like we get to do this, talk about stuff, and be friends, and those are experiences that I'm having while I'm putting it together. I get to work on something and tell jokes and like have fun and that's what's happening in the moment and now, right? And then it results in these moments when we get to like talk to each other. Like that's it. Like that's what's real. That's what's happening. It's like it'd be great if you know the book goes somewhere and becomes famous, or we get some lady like comes to us at a convention and is like, you take out all this cursing, we could make this for kids and make $1 billion. And that, you know, worked. That'd be fantastic. I would like that. You know, until, you know, a bunch of parents got mad at me because I, you know, didn't make Wiki light skinned enough, or he didn't have a white pants, whatever.
If you ever get big, there are going to be parents mad at you for something.
Always, for something.
I know, right? Yeah, no, they
Mothers of America are going to unite against you for some reason. We don't know why.
We're gonna make a weird design choice with a toy, and they're gonna be like, how can you show this to kids? And I'm like, like, nobody was thinking that. Why are you thinking that? Anyway, but like, ultimately, like, it's only gonna stay good and fun if we're having a good time when we're making it. If we start, you know, hating each other because we like worried about like a bunch of like weird decisions, or we start listening to people who have come in and are like, I can trick these guys into like making a bunch of money off them or whatever. You know, whoever wants to like Bob Kane a situation, you know, you know, like, because we listen to other people,
Bob
like,
Kane as a verb.
I love it.
You know, so it's like, I won't be.
Did
you
Stan
know,
Lee just
like,
get caned? Am I using that correctly?
Yeah.
Because they just took his corpse and digitized it.
Oh God!
So that they can put him in like. AI.
Wait, what?
It's funny. Somebody was telling me.
It made headlines today. They the people who took advantage of Stan Lee in his old age.
Oh yeah.
That like made him sit in the conventions and stuff. They sold his likeness and digital rights to a company.
Saw that today.
So they can basically do AI Stan Lee whenever they want.
That's gross.
Your Bob Kane verb is taken off. By the way, I love this. I love Zero's dramatic summary of the previous conversation. It gets better once you fucking die.
Basically, yeah. I'm glad that's what you took from what I said. It's not a just create because it makes you human and it completes you. No. Nothing is good until you're dead.
You were right though, Brian, because there are a lot of people that were like nothing, creatively nothing, and I'm talking like old time like writers that get taught at the collegiate level now, right? That like were nothing until they died, and then they started getting studied and published and found all these old works and published. Anyway, it's kind of silly. But I want to say, like, I've had a blast talking to all you guys, and Leslie, I've read your stuff before, and you're a great storyteller. Daimon, there's no way if the jokes and Wiki are as good as you talking on a mic, it's going to be hilarious, no doubt. And Brian, same with you, man. I've like getting to know you on Facebook and seeing your art and stuff and what you're doing is just it's very impressive. And I just, like I said it before, it's hard to be an indie creator, and it's hard to do these Kickstarter campaigns and to keep doing it and get back out there. And so I do commend all you guys for doing it, because there isn't a lot of people aren't buying you flowers. No one's getting you a bouquet of flowers when your Kickstarter campaign's over. You know, like someone in your family is going to be like, "Oh, I didn't even know that was going on." You know, and it's just like it's just like it never fails. And you know, it's just you get back out there because you love it, because you have to do it. Right. Like there's a lot of days where like, I don't really want to do the live stream, you know, and I'm like, man, I'm tired, I had a long day, but you know, as soon as the mic comes on, I get into it. But it's just, you know, like I need to do this, even if I'm tired at the beginning, you know, like it's just, I need it. And I know I need it, and I know I love it. I tried to quit. I did for like 6 months. I didn't do my show. And I came crawling back to the internet, begging y'all to forgive me. You know, like
the patch didn't work, man.
That's creating, man. It's like you're like, I don't want to do this. And it's like, you have that voice in the back of your house, like, shut up. Like, you're going to make that. You have to make that there. You have
no matter how successful you are, no matter what good you do, you could win an Eisner tomorrow, and you could wake up and start a new script, and there's still going to be a part of your mind that's like, why are you doing this? You're not any good at it. Mm-hmm. That is what I don't understand. Like, I don't understand, like, wanting to be ignorant. I don't understand, like, wanting to hate just all the time. I feel like it ruins you inside and outside, and it's exhausting, you know, and I don't understand some of these mentalities we have, but it's just, I know we are complex creatures, and we have wiring that can get crossed and faulty, and synapses that get sent the wrong way and stuff. But I mean, no matter how many times you go to the gym, no matter how many awards you win, no matter how beautiful you are and your body count or whatever, like, there's still a part of your mind that tells you you're not good enough for something. Every human being has it, and it's very strange how we have these like sparks of creativity where we like need to tell stories, right? We need to do something, combating with these other things in our body that are like, shut up, no one cares. You know, it's just, we're very weird. I'm a little more weird than some, but I'm just. I mean, I like I said, I freak out. I do a lot of client work, and I'm always like terrified that I don't do enough for clients, when in reality I do more than I should. But you know, it's just like, I never think I do enough. And my people I've worked for.
The trick is that I realized a few years ago was to believe everybody when they tell me stuff about myself, and assume that everybody is just nobody's telling me good things because they have to, because no one really has to. They don't have to be nice to you. Like, you know, people love it when people are apparently mean and stupid. I didn't know how much, but a lot. So like, if someone's telling you they appreciate your work or they like you, it's best to just assume that they're telling you the truth.
Yeah.
And that counts for something. And don't downplay it at all in any way, shape, or form. No one has to do that for you. That it's a choice they made because they wanted you to know. You know, and it's like, if you keep that, if you remind yourself of that every once in a while, it helps you at least balance out that fear that something is wrong with you. Because like, you go, oh yeah, this person said that, why would they lie to me? And it's like, you could come up with a reason, but like, it's not really a good reason, because no one, other people
also don't have to come on Blake's Buzz. That's why they're nice to me. They just wanted to come on and talk to a dozen people about their new book.
They want to come hang out with you because you're nice.
Yeah.
No, it is. That is really good advice though, because it's so simple. It's not. You're not even building yourself up that much. You're just like, this person is telling me something, and there's probably not a reason for them to be lying to me. Right. And it's just, it's so simple and makes, I'm going to fail at it. I already know it, but I'm going to try so hard to do that, because I do, like, when I'm messed up in the head. I need health insurance so I can get therapy, but that's a different conversation. But like, anytime, even when my dogs are nice to me, I'm like, what do you want?
What is your ulterior
I
motive?
know
They're-
this snuggling comes
they're
with
like-
a cost.
It's pure, like, because like
That's
dogs
pure.
have evolved to like, you gotta understand, like people talk about dogs like they don't have emotions. They're just like, oh, this person gives me food. Like it's not that simple. Like they literally have evolved to like that love is a thing that that is transactional in our relationship. Like they get that from us and we get it from them. They feel a joy, like they don't like want anything complicated from you. They just want you to be around. My dog, this is kind of hilarious. So my mom has a dog. His name is Zane. Zane is 12 now, but I knew him when he was a baby. And my mom was like, "Can you watch Zane for me?" The other day, and my dog Bonnie, she is a tsundere. She does not like to admit that she likes people, but she was in her feelings the whole time Zane was here. She's just like, "Why is he here? Why is he taking up your attention? How dare this dog be in the space?" Like, and if I'm interacting with Zane, if my girlfriend's interacting with Zane, she's like, why would you betray me? What do you you know what I mean? And it's like, it's not like she wasn't fed that day. It's not like we don't, take it out or whatever. It's like, it's just that like she's a simple creature, and also she don't trust nobody. She don't trust nobody. I don't know what happened to her in Arkansas, but it was apparently triggering. So
I love dogs. By the way, we got a couple other people in the chat. Paperback Dan tuning in. You guys should follow him. He does small interviews, talks about indie comics all the time. He's good people. Brian Manel's, when we were talking about people giving us nice comments, he said, what's your angle? Also, shout out Tommy. Tommy says, you know what we need? Aggressive positivity. And he is right. And by the way, Aggressive Positivity is Tommy's new show, Tuesday nights at 9 Eastern, either 9 or 10. I think it's 9. But that airs here on the EXP as well. And we've been having fun with that show. Just like Twilight Dog's skin imprint on people. Oh, it's the skin of a killer, Bella.
Oh man.
That's funny.
so good.
Well, guys, I've almost kept you for 2 hours. This has been so fun. It was Damon and Brian. It was so fun to like officially meet you guys and chat with you. I say this a lot, and I always mean it. Y'all are welcome back on the show anytime for future books or future releases, or if you just want to come nerd out and have fun and eat hot dogs. Because I'm such a nice, wonderful, gracious, compassionate host, full of energy and good times. What else can you say about me, really? But no, this is the part where I shut up, and I'm going to let each of you go through. If there's a way for us to give you money, buy books, inside or outside of Kickstarter, mailing list, website, you got stuff for sale on Etsy. I don't care if you're having a garage sale next weekend, shout it out. This is your time to let us know how we can support you. Leslie, let's start with you. Social media, anything, fill us in.
Yeah, I mean, it's in my name right there. Social media, I'm everywhere. LESWRIT on Instagram. It's underscore because someone stole my name. They suck. But yeah, Wikipedia Brown Kickstarter coming up soon. Just Google Wikipedia Brown Kickstarter, will pop up. And then I have a Ko-Fi shop for some books. ko-fi.com/lessright. Find my stuff. Support my stuff. That'd be awesome.
He writes good books. I think I've read everything you've done.
Yeah. Lost Lake is gonna be in my hands very soon. Can't wait to start fulfilling that.
Nice. Excited. I'm always stoked for new books. And you, Leslie, you have introduced me now to a couple cool indie creators. You team up with cool people, and you guys
I get lucky
tell
and
cool
awesome
stories.
people like me. So like Damon said, like I guess I'm decent enough that people want to keep working with me. So it's been cool.
By the way, Brian says we can support him by giving compliments that he agonizes over. You're a beautiful soul, Brian. Damon, what about you? Any open mic, anything coming up, or websites, or how can we support you?
So follow me. Damon drew this on most of the socials except Twitter. I had to leave. Stellar Remnant is up right now on the Kickstarter. I also have like a print to sell store that is linked through my like link in bio thing on Instagram or wherever that pops up. that where you can get my old books. And also I have like a threadless shop. I designed a bunch of shirts. Some of them are of characters you may recognize from stuff. I don't know them personally. I didn't like. They're not like illegal, but like, you know, they can be all right. You know what I mean? Like we don't need to give money to those people. Like, you know, just give it to me. And they look cool. You should check them out. Also if you're a fan of my comics, I do, you know, merch of those comics, and that's also link in bio thing. Please check that out. I keep making the shirts. No one buys them, but mostly because I don't tell people. So I'm gonna start trying to tell people about them. I think that's that. And I got some stuff on Global Comics too. So, you know, if you just want to be certain you like my stuff, that'll be there. And also Wikipedia Brown, that's coming out soon. I'm excited for people to read it.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you guys too. I think it sounds awesome. The link to follow the campaign is on there. Okay, I'm gonna get on my stool here for a second and yell at you. It doesn't cost a damn thing to follow a Kickstarter page, but it helps immensely. Yes. Okay, so if you click the link and you follow it, you're gonna get an email when they launch. Okay, but the bigger that number is of followers, you get circulated in an algorithmic pool, and it helps you on launch day. It helps you maybe get a project we love. It helps you pop up more often on the Kickstarter homepage, okay? So if you see indie creators like follow my campaign, all you gotta do is click it. If you don't, we'd love for you to, I'm sure they'd love for you to back it, okay? But I know times are tight for a lot of people. Some of us bought a gaming PC, and we're gonna pay for that for a long time. But you would be shocked what that follow, what that share, and this is just you clicking a couple buttons. You don't have to type nothing. You don't have to sign up for an account. It really, really does help. So just think about that when we say some of this stuff like, oh, share this, follow. There's no money exchanged. You're just helping a project get seen. So it really does help. Sign up. And both of these, Damon had me cracking up. I have a feeling he can tell great stories. Leslie, I know, can tell great stories, and he teams up with amazing people in indie comics. So this is going to be a cool project to follow. So follow it.
I just followed it.
Boom!
Oh, while we were talking.
No one charged you? No one stole your identity? You're
maybe. I don't know. Time will tell.
Yeah.
What's that? Speaking of the hero of indie comics himself, taking this host's great advice, Mr. Brian Rodman. I know you got your website linked up there, but tell us how we can keep track of you and all you got going on.
Well, you can, stalk me from the bushes. Nice set of binoculars. It's really good. But I'm a big guy, so I don't think you need it. No, if you can go to brianrodman.com, honestly, that's a one-stop shop. Right now, until noon tomorrow, we will have the Kickstarter on the homepage of my website. All my social media is there. Just go to brianrodman.com. From that point, you can find me wherever I am. So, for sure. And Kickstarter right now, like I said, The Mysterious Adventures of Eula McDowell will be running until noon tomorrow. So, got all night to back. Peruse. We've got a ton of cool stuff. We even have coffee mugs. Like, we've got a ton of stuff for you to look at. Price ranges from $12 to $200. So we've got, we know times are hard. We tried to keep that in mind. So come support, and I'd love for you to jump into the series. I think it's really important right now, and I think it's a really good read for folks.
Oh yeah, and I'm a sucker for cool grandmas. So
this one's a cool grandma, I promise.
And a cool grandma, like living through a comic book as an immortal, is like, I love that.
Very cool.
Like bringing your family into your art and stuff you love is I like it.
Yeah. The way I tell people is basically Eula McDowell is basically old lady Van Helsing.
Okay, I like that.
There you
too.
go. Yeah.
Well, as I mentioned, there are links in the show notes. You can find all these projects. You can check it out. You can support the comics. You can follow the campaigns. Really, really encourage you to do so. Everybody who hung out tonight and left comments, I really probably got a big comment. Well, what's this? What's happening? Indie comics for the future. I like where this is going. There's a comic for everyone, so check it out. You never know what you might find. And if you do find one you like, let people know. Sharing is caring. Yes. I totally agree. And I agree. Hydrosylum said earlier that comics are for everyone. And I totally agree with that too. Cat and Knot, you're still here. I love you. Thanks. Everybody, thank you. I really appreciate it. I may look like a January 6er, but I'm not. And like that shit in the comments doesn't fly. I am a blue little snowflake. It makes me mad. And I will like if I no. So I'm sorry for my guests. I'm really sorry my guests had to deal with that, and for the people watching it, I'm sorry. I don't like that. So
although we did have an illustration of a man axing a clan member in the crotch. So
we made up for it. Yes. Thank you for pulling me out of that bigot spiral, Brian. Anyways, that's for real. I've never had like a.
I'm surprised that's never happened.
I know, like I've had someone call me a clown before, but no one ever like. I've never had like problematic comments. Anyway, they threw me for a loop. I was like, what do I do? And then I found out we could block. Anyway, I'm just, I appreciate my followers and the good people in the chat. And so thanks for the regulars coming out, listening to me yap, watching me eat hot dogs, and listening to all these amazing creators talk about amazing books they have coming out. Because it would be a real boring ass world if these people weren't hustling like crazy people, telling amazing stories to distract us from whatever happened today. I'm sure something happened.
There's something. You're right.
Tommy, thank you, dude. You're amazing too. And don't forget, Tuesday nights, check out Aggressive Positivity. All right, we will be back next Wednesday. I got some amazing comics for you to check out. In the meantime, I love you. You love me. You don't have a choice. Have a wonderful night, everybody.